What? Before Lin Su could react, the transport aircraft shook violently beneath him. Instinctively, he gripped the handrail tightly to avoid being thrown from his seat. Heart pounding, he glanced out the window. The sky had darkened. The once bright blue sky and fluffy white clouds vanished in an instant, replaced by a massive hand that seemed forged from solid rock. The hand, nearly the size of the transport aircraft itself, reached toward them with menacing intent, radiating an oppressive force that seemed to suffocate the air around him. It was as if the end of the world had arrived. A hazy white glow erupted around the aircraft, forming a protective barrier between the colossal hand and its intended target. It was the aircraft's automatic defense system, kicking in to shield the passengers. At the same time, the aircraft's communication channel activated, and a calm, measured voice filled the cabin. "Attention, passengers. The aircraft is under attack by an unidentified alien beast. Please remain calm. Any master level or higher beast tamers on board, please contact the crew immediately. Your assistance is required." Despite the calm tone, the growing turbulence of the aircraft and faint cries from nearby cabins betrayed the escalating panic among the passengers. Lin Su's eyes widened as he saw cracks begin to spread across the protective barrier. The enormous fingers of the rock hand pressed relentlessly against the shield, indenting its surface like it was made of fragile glass. His heart pounded as he turned toward Qin Nan, seated across from him. "Nan?" Qin Nan was already on her feet, unbuckling her seatbelt with a steady hand. Despite the shaking aircraft, she stood firm, her presence exuding calm and confidence. "Six-handed rock demon," she muttered, her expression cold and unreadable. A faint, mirthless smile curled her lips. "Are they seriously underestimating me this much?" She turned to Lin Su, her tone firm and commanding. "Stay here. Don't move." Before he could respond, Qin Nan strode down the aisle, her figure disappearing into the chaos. Lin Su froze, her words still echoing in his mind. Then, as if compelled by some invisible force, he turned back to the window. A second massive hand emerged, joining the first to press against the barrier. The cracks spread faster now, spiderwebbing across the shield until it shattered with a deafening screech. The protective light faded, its remnants dissolving into the air. Lin Su's breath hitched. Without the barrier, the aircraft was defenseless. Yet, to his surprise, the massive rock hand stopped its descent. Instead, it began to retract slowly, revealing the creature that loomed outside. The six-handed rock demon. Its spherical body, over 20 meters in diameter, was covered in jagged rock patterns that resembled shifting tectonic plates. A single dark vertical pupil sat in its center, staring at the aircraft with cold, predatory intent. Surrounding its core floated 6 enormous rock arms, each stretching over 100 meters, unconnected yet moving with eerie precision. But what caught Lin Su's attention most were the 5 humans standing atop the creature's head. This wasn't a wild alien beast. It was under contract. Lin Su's mind reeled. The alien beast ban made it impossible to form contracts with creatures of this rank and species. How had this been achieved? And could there be others who shared his unique abilities? No, impossible. His thoughts were interrupted as a voice thundered across the battlefield. One of the figures atop the rock demon stepped forward, his shadowed form exuding an aura of authority. His voice rippled through the air like a physical force, invading every corner of the aircraft. "Qin Nan, come out." His words carried an ominous weight. "Surrender yourself willingly, or watch this aircraft fall from the sky. The choice is yours." Lin Su's grip tightened on the handrail, his knuckles turning white. His heart sank. Their target was Qin Nan. His mind raced. Could Qin Nan handle this? Her beast-taming space was 6th tier, meaning she could contract up to 3 pet beasts. He knew one of them was her leading stage mushroom baby. That left room for 2 monarch stage creatures at most. But the opposition wasn't just the 6-handed rock demon. The 4 other figures atop the creature likely had their own beasts, each potentially of monarch stage or higher. The odds seemed impossible. Lin Su's thoughts spiraled. Could Qin Nan truly face them alone? Outside, Qi Nan's voice rang out, steady and sharp as a blade. Is this all? Unseen resolve. Unbeknownst to anyone, Qi Nan had already stepped outside the aircraft. She stood silently atop one of the plane's wings, her figure unwavering against the howling wind that tore at her oversized white robe and tousled her short, chestnut-brown hair. A pale purple glow shimmered. Beneath her feet, ethereal and serpentine, spreading outward like living vines. The radiant tendrils slithered along the surface of the wing and extended into the void, forming an intricate array patterned dozens of meters in diameter. The air around her grew tense, rippling as if space itself was being torn apart. An energy storm raged, its power surging through the void, heralding the arrival of something massive. A silhouette emerged, a colossal figure stepping through the storm and descending swiftly into the world. Inside the cabin, Lin Su stared at Qi Nan through the window, his racing heart calming slightly. She was here. Even though their opponents were formidable, Sister Nan had always been a source of reassurance. If worst came to worst, she would ensure his safety, even if it meant escaping together. Lin Su's train of thought was cut short as the six-handed rock demon, which had been hovering ominously in the distance, suddenly twisted its massive body and began to retreat. What? Lin Su's eyes widened in shock. Running already? Qi Nan sneered coldly, her expression unyielding. She seemed unsurprised by its reaction. A towering beast descended below her, its form dwarfing the aircraft. It was a creature of majestic ferocity, a hybrid of eagle and lion, its body draped in shimmering green feathers. Its broad wings stretched wide, casting a shadow over the earth like clouds from the heavens. Razor-sharp talons, glinting with lethal precision, adorned its muscular limbs, while its purple-black eyes sparked with arcs of crackling electricity. As the beast roared, its voice boomed through the void, sending shockwaves rippling through the turbulent air. The chaotic winds settled instantly, forming small whirlwinds that disappeared as quickly as they had come. Sequence IM 0536. Species name: Gray-feathered lionhawk. Rank: medium monarch species. Attributes: wind lightning. Normal energy value: 377 WP. Talent skills: Wine Thunder Feather Slash, Razor Gaze, Tear, Storm Eye, Thunderfall, Monarch Power. Qi Nan leapt gracefully from the wing and landed atop the beast's back. The moment her feet touched its feathery surface, the gray-feathered lionhawk took off, transforming into a streak of green light as it surged toward the retreating six-handed rock demon. Qi Nan, are you forcing us into a fight to the death? The voice from earlier rang out again, but this time it was tinged with panic. A fight to the death. Qi Nan's voice was sharp and venomous, her phoenix-like eyes alight with lethal intent. You dare speak of death to me? You brought this upon yourselves. As the gray-feathered lionhawk approached, a pale purple glow emanated from the center of Qi Nan's forehead, forming intricate, luminous patterns. At their core, a radiant purple crystal seemed to float just beneath her skin. The glow intensified, enveloping both Qi Nan and the lionhawk in a dazzling light. Inside the aircraft, Lin Su's detector buzzed wildly as the energy level spiked. 377 WP, 400 WP, 500 WP, 600 WP, 700 WP, 800 WP. When the light subsided, the readings had soared to a staggering 912 WP. But the terrifying power no longer belonged solely to the gray-feathered lionhawk. Qi Nan had transformed. Her short, brown hair now cascaded down her back in a mane of green, shimmering like jade under the light. Her face was adorned with ancient, emerald-colored markings, and her white robe had vanished, replaced by a tight-fitting combat suit. Golden lightning crackled across her arms, forming scales that shimmered with power. At her fingertips, razor-sharp claw blades gleamed, each one pulsing with the ability to tear through reality itself. Her legs, from the calves down, had morphed into deadly eagle talons, With a flap of her newly formed wings, spanning 10 meters across, she vanished from sight, reappearing behind the six-handed rock demon in the blink of an eye. The rock demon didn't even have time to react. Its massive, spherical body split cleanly in two, cleaved along a faultlessly smooth line. The six floating arms, once filled with overwhelming power, fell lifelessly to the earth, crashing down with thunderous impact. The six-handed rock demon, a monarch-rank beast boasting over 300,000 bow of energy, had been defeated in a single, decisive strike. Qin Nan turned her gaze toward the 5 humans who had stood atop the rock demon. Now, they were falling helplessly through the air, their foothold gone. "You have more beasts, don't you?" Qin Nan's icy voice cut through their panicked cries. Her expression was cold, her eyes burning with contempt. "Release them now," she commanded, her tone leaving no room for negotiation. "Or I'll watch as you plummet to your deaths." She narrowed her eyes, her killing intent palpable. "Choose wisely."
Hey, welcome to Firescale Audiobooks. If you enjoy our audiobooks, please consider subscribing to the channel. Also, feel free to share your review in the comments section below.
With the six-handed rock demon defeated in one strike, all suspense was lost. The 5 beast tamers owned more than one monarch-tier beast, but under Qin Nan's deadly gaze, they had no chance to escape. Qin Nan had no intention of making a move, and simply followed them as they fell. Every time they summoned a new guardian beast, he killed it effortlessly, clearly driving them into a corner. Only when the 5 had completely lost their ability to fight and all their guardian beasts were killed did Qin Nan step in, subdue them, and return to the transport plane. With all their guardian beasts killed, the backlash on the 5's beast taming space was tremendous. As they were seized by the law enforcement officers ready on the transport plane, they exhibited symptoms of bleeding from all orifices, a sign that the beast taming space was on the verge of collapse. Ignoring what would happen to these 5, Qin Nan soon took his seat across from Lin Su. At that moment, she had completely returned to her normal state, with no terrifying energy levels clinging to her. "It's done," Qin Nan said, casually peeling the orange on the table and popping a piece in her mouth. "I guess you have a lot of questions. Ask away." Lin Su looked at Qin Nan, who seemed as nonchalant as if she had just stepped out to kill a chicken. He opened his mouth, but was at a loss for words. He indeed had many questions. "That thing you just did, was that guardian beast cooperation in combat?" Lin Su finally organized his thoughts and asked the question he was most curious about. "Exactly," Qin Nan nodded. "How much do you know about guardian beast cooperation in combat?" "It's a special technique for beast tamers, allowing them to temporarily merge with their guardian beasts, significantly boosting their normal energy levels while compensating for the tamer's own physical weaknesses." Lin Su couldn't help but glance at Qin Nan. The merging form of Qin Nan with the monarch-tier, gray-feathered lion hawk still burned in his mind. "So cool. Wanting to possess it." "You know quite a bit," Qin Nan observed Lin Su, her eyes twinkling mischievously. "Shall I tell you more about the details? May I know them?" "It's not really a secret. You'll learn it at the university." Qin Nan stretched lazily, showing off her fine figure. "But I'm a bit thirsty." "Big boss, have some water." Lin Su quickly filled a cup with water from the nearby dispenser and placed it before Qin Nan. "Clever boy," Qin Nan teased, taking a sip of the water before slowly beginning to explain. The so-called guardian beast cooperation combat is actually a tactic that uses the beast taming space as a medium to achieve a strong connection between the beast tamer and the guardian beast temporarily. Qin Nan paused. "After deeper research on the beast taming space, you'll find that the weird space in the brain is just one of its forms. It actually acts more like a bridge connecting the beast tamer and the guardian beast. By using specific techniques to momentarily enhance the linking capability of the beast taming space, it can lead to a deeper interconnection state, also known as the strong link state, which is your so-called temporary fusion combat. The mediator for activating it is a special resource called Synchronization Jade." Qin Nan glanced at Lin Su. "I won't go into detail about Synchronization Jade. It's confidential, understand?" Lin Su nodded. Qin Nan continued. "During the process of Guardian Beast Cooperation Combat, the entirely new form formed by the temporary unity of the Beast Tamer and the guardian beast is called a cooperative body. As you just saw, the state I and my guardian beast, Xiaoyu, merged into. The strength of a cooperative body depends on three factors. Qin Nan watched Lin Su listening intently and smiled. The first is, of course, the normal energy value of the guardian beast. The stronger the merging beast, the stronger the cooperative body. Understand? Yes, Lin Su nodded. The second is the ghost energy synchronization rate. Ghost energy synchronization rate? Lin Su was slightly startled. What is that? Although everyone can have their own beast taming space after reaching adulthood, there are differences between one space and another. Qin Nan explained at Lin Su's puzzled look. Ghost energy synchronization rate is the standard for measuring how well the beast taming space can connect the beast tamer and the guardian beast. This standard fluctuates randomly between 1% and 100%, and it varies from person to person, and Qin Nan's voice paused. Theoretically, once the beast taming space stabilizes completely at the age of 18, the ghost energy synchronization rate will be permanently fixed and cannot be changed. The ghost energy synchronization rate combined with the rank of the beast taming space is the coefficient of amplification in guardian-beast cooperation combat. The specific formula is the ghost energy synchronization rate plus 10% multiplied by the rank of the beast taming space. Qin Nan explained, glancing at Lin Su. For example, my ghost energy synchronization rate is 82%, and with a 6-tier beast taming space, so the coefficient is 142%. The normal energy value of the guardian beast multiplied by the amplification coefficient is the additional energy gained in the guardian beast cooperation state. So that's why. Lin Su suddenly understood why Qin Nan's energy levels had increased so much during guardian beast cooperation combat. A curious spark kindled in his eyes. He wondered what his own ghost energy synchronization rate was. Seeing the thought in Lin Su's mind, Qin Nan chuckled. Want to know your ghost energy synchronization rate? Yes. Lin Su suddenly thought of something. His eyes lit up. The research institute should be able to test it, right? They can, but it's not necessary. Qin Nan spread his hands. In fact, you have already been tested once. You just didn't know it. Lin Su. Tested once? Before the initial companion beast allocation, there was a routine physical exam. You remember that, right? A thought crossed Lin Su's mind. He certainly remembered. That physical exam included a special test that required each student to lie inside a machine for 2 minutes. At the time, the other students were guessing what it was testing. Could it be? It seems you've already recalled. Qin Nan smiled. That was the device for testing the ghost energy synchronization rate. The results, for some reason, are not disclosed and are used as a hidden criterion by the Beast Tamer University for admitting students. Lin Su was astonished. Since it's a hidden criterion, is it really okay for you to tell me this? It's fine. It's not that secretive, Qin Nan said nonchalantly, waving his hand. I can access your ghost energy synchronization rate with my privileges. Want to know it? Lin Su. How much? Peel me 2 oranges first. All right. After Lin Su peeled the oranges and handed them to him, Qin Nan smiled contentedly. Your ghost energy synchronization rate is 69%, just a bit shy of 70%. It's a pity. 69%? Lin Su fell silent. Qin Nan had previously mentioned her ghost energy synchronization rate was 82%, so 69% clearly didn't seem very high. But it wasn't necessarily so. Lin Su's heart stirred slightly. The physical exam was before he had traveled through time, and since then, his beast taming space had merged with the divine martial Lin Su's beast taming space. Although Qin Nan said the ghost energy synchronization rate wouldn't change, his exceptional circumstances were hard to predict. In the future, he could secretly test it again. Perhaps it was no longer 69%. Keeping this thought to himself, Lin Su's expression gradually calmed down. What about the third point? The third point is the Guardian Beast Cooperation Index, Qin Nan said as he tossed another orange segment into his mouth. Chewing a few times before continuing leisurely, it represents the level of understanding between you and one of your companion beasts. Beast taming involves the beast tamer fighting alongside the companion beast. In the cooperative body, the leading consciousness is the beast tamers, but the energy source is the companion beast. The ghost energy synchronization rate can determine the strength of the energy possessed by the cooperative body, but having energy without being able to utilize it is meaningless. Similarly, a sword given to an ordinary person and a sword master will wield completely different combat power. The Guardian Beast Cooperation Index arises from this and ranges from 1 to 100. The higher the Guardian Beast Cooperation Index, the greater the combat power that can be exerted from the same energy value. Qinan glanced at Lin Su. Compared to the Ghost Energy Synchronization Rate, the Guardian Beast Cooperation Index has 3 differences. First, it can change. As your relationship with your companion beast grows more harmonious and your coordination improves, the Guardian Beast Cooperation Index will also gradually increase. Second, each companion beast has a different Guardian Beast Cooperation Index. When you get a second companion beast in the future, the indices of the 2 companion beasts won't be connected. Third, and most importantly, Qin Nan's tone became more serious. A high or low ghost energy synchronization rate only affects the level of energy in the cooperative body, not the beast taming combat process. But if the Guardian Beast Cooperation Index is below 30, the cooperative body will collapse due to unstable energy. This is also why, after beast taming combat was introduced, all beast tamer theories included courses on cultivating a bond with the companion beast. There was such an indicator? Only then did Lin Su understand why teachers had emphasized seemingly unimportant issues like the nature of the companion beasts. If the beast tamers and the companion beast temperaments were incompatible and their coordination was poor, they might not even be able to engage in beast taming combat. Luckily, he and Xiao got along very well and their personalities matched, so this was probably not something he needed to worry too much about. In beast taming combat, that's all the information you can know for now. Only by entering Beast Tamer University will you have the chance to learn more, Qin Nan said as he tossed another orange segment into his mouth. Besides, knowing it now is useless as the minimum threshold for joining beast taming combat is elite-level beast tamers. You kids should just focus on getting stronger. Yes. Lin Su nodded emphatically. Elite-level beast tamer? Huh. His beast taming space had already reached the 2nd level. He only needed Xiao to reach the elite level, and he would naturally become an elite-level beast tamer. However, Lin Su planned to let Xiao accumulate more time at the juvenile stage, ideally evolving to the elite level with racial rank-driven growth, which would be very beneficial for its future development. Finally understanding what beast taming combat was all about, Lin Su soon recalled he had other questions. After pondering for a moment, he looked up at Qin Nan. Who were the people who attacked us today? The beasts they contracted seemed to fall within the alien beast ban. How did they manage that? And why, like you, are they also hall-level beast tamers but using different combat tactics? And why did they react so strangely upon seeing you? You sure have a lot of questions, Qin Nan laughed. The oranges are all eaten. Help me peel some more? You peel, I'll talk. No problem. Lin Su reached for the oranges on the table and began peeling them for Qin Nan. Your first question and the second one are actually the same, Qin Nan said indistinctly as she picked up an orange Lin Su had peeled for her and tossed it into her mouth. After the alien beast ban was implemented, some people were not content with forming contracts with only low-class species. They believed that since a low-class species could evolve into a high-class one, those that were inherently high-class would have a higher starting point and could fully evolve into emperor-class species or even surpass them. A hint of mockery appeared in her eyes. So, these so-called clever fools defected to the alien beasts just to get the immortal-grade alien beasts to lift their restrictions from the alien beast ban. Defected to the alien beasts? Lin Su frowned slightly. Aren't they traitors to the human race? Yeah, they are traitors. Qin Nan's eyes filled with intense disgust and hatred. These traitors have organized a faction called the Alien Beast Sect, which is anti-humanity. They've stooped so low as to become the alien beast lackeys, and for the sake of contracting with more powerful alien beasts, they would even intentionally kill their own guardian beasts. Lin Su couldn't help but clench his fists. He had initially felt that Qin Nan's act of killing all the opponent's guardian beasts was somewhat cruel. After all, the beasts were only following orders. But now it seemed that wasn't the case at all. Thinking back, he realized that all of the guardian beasts contracted by those people were under the restrictions of the alien beast ban, without exception. As for why they ran when they saw me, Qin paused slightly. The Guardian Beast Cooperation has a way to check whether a beast tamer is actually a member of the alien beast sect. So followers of the alien beast sect can't obtain the resonance jade and are unable to engage in Guardian Beast cooperative battles. I was previously at the master level and only reached the hall level not long ago, and I haven't updated my information at the Guardian Beast Cooperation because I found it too troublesome, so they thought I was still at the master level. Among the 5 of them, 2 were hall level beast tamers, and the other 3 were at the master level. If I were still at the master level, indeed, they might have been confident in dealing with me. A smile crept into Qin eyes, but I'm now at the hall level, and with the Guardian Beast Cooperation enhancement, they didn't stand a chance against me. So when they saw the color of my summoning circle, they had no choice but to run. So that was it. Lin Su finally understood why the attackers had such an abrupt change of heart. It turned out that after encountering him, they realized they couldn't win. Not only could they not win, they couldn't escape either. They were purely delivering themselves to their doom. Immediately after, Lin Su furrowed his brows. The alien beast sect seeks greater power, but Guardian Beast Cooperative Combat allows a beast tamer to instantly kill a peer who does not have cooperative combat abilities. So why do people still join the alien beast sect? Good question, Qin nodded. The alien beast sect was established earlier than the advent of the Guardian Beast Cooperative Combat. Back then, they indeed had an advantage and even used it to grow stronger. But now, with the emergence of Guardian Beast Cooperative Combat, they are attracting less and less new blood. Certainly, many of them regret it, but they can't go back. Her eyes held a complex expression. This also makes them even more desperate. The Alien Beast sect is now doing everything they can to obtain the detailed research materials on Guardian Beast Cooperative Combat, because as long as they reacquire these materials, they can use Guardian Beast Cooperative Combat too, thus regaining their advantage. For this purpose, there's nothing they wouldn't dare to do. Lin Su fell silent. Guardian Beast Cooperative Combat, the Alien Beast sect. All that Qin had mentioned was enough for him to digest for a while. All right, kiddo, your question time is over, Qin said, returning to her carefree demeanor as she looked at the silent boy before her. As her words landed, the transport aircraft trembled slightly and began to slowly descend. Unknowingly, the transport had already arrived at their destination. Qin smiled, looking out at the bustling safe area through the window before turning to Lin Su. Welcome to District 11. The Yanhuang Safety Alliance comprises a total of 72 safety zones. The division of these 72 safety zones is not random, but based on the scale and level of protection of each zone. The smaller the zone number, the larger its scale. Therefore, compared to District 32, where Lin Su had previously lived, District 11 was much more flourishing. While 100-story buildings were relatively rare in District 32, they seemed to be almost everywhere in District 11. Just sitting in the passenger seat while heading to the Mountain City University Research Institute with Qin, Lin Su had already seen dozens. This also diverted Lin Su's attention away from the newly acquired information about Guardian Beast Cooperation Combat and the Phantom Beast Church. Is this the place where I'm going to live now? Looking at the bustling streets they passed, Lin Su couldn't help but show a look of anticipation for the future on his face. But then again, Lin Su turned his head to Qin. Nan, where will I live from now on? I've already got the approval. You are now my assistant researcher, Qin said as she drove, her face lazy. You just need to go through some formalities later, and you can move into the single-staff dormitory provided by the Mountain City University Research Institute today. You'll have to handle your meals yourself. The cafeteria for students of Mountain City University is near the institute, and you can also order takeout. Qin paused. By the way, the salary for an assistant researcher isn't high, just 2,000 Alliance dollars and 5 contribution points a month. It's only in these special departments governed by the Alliance that part of the salary is paid in the form of contribution points. 5 contribution points are equivalent to 5,000 Alliance dollars, which means the monthly salary is about 7,000. That's quite high. Lin Su quickly nodded. No problem, no problem. Suddenly, His expression shifted, and a pale yellow light emerged, quickly followed by Chocho appearing in the car and burrowing into his arms. Meow. Omega, I'm awake. After training for a whole 6 hours in the spirit martial world, Lin Su had kept Chocho in the beast-taming space and hadn't let it out until now, allowing it to rest well inside the beast-taming space. It was finally awake. The previous harrowing attack had perfectly spared this little guy. Your pet. Qin Nin glanced at Chocho, and her expression became a bit odd upon seeing its clingy behavior. Shui Henqing? It doesn't seem to have the right temperament. Hearing Qin Nan's voice, Chocho peeked its head out from Lin Su's arms, curiously looking around. Meow. Where is this? Chocho, we've arrived in District 11. Lin Su explained to Chocho, then looked up at Qin Nan. Nan, this Shui Henqing had some issues at birth, so its personality is different from other Shui Henqing. He then briefly explained a reason. After listening, Qin Nan nodded. This situation is relatively rare. Due to their naturally aloof nature, Shui Henqing typically makes it more difficult to increase the bond cooperation index. It looks like you and Chocho won't have that problem. But that's not important. Qin Nan suddenly stomped on the brake, steadying the car, and her face revealed a predatory smile, stretching her hands towards the fluffy Shui Henqing. Chocho, let sister give you a hug. Meow. So scary. Lin Su helplessly handed Chocho over to Qin Nan, watching her satisfactorily petting the cat. Is it okay to park here? Didn't you notice we've already arrived? Qin Nan was engrossed in Chocho's beauty, not looking up. We're here? Lin Su was startled, then quickly opened the car door and got out. Chocho blinked, wanting to follow, but after twisting its body a few times, it couldn't escape Qin Nan's clasp. Meow Omega. Lin Su, save me. At the moment, Lin Su was too preoccupied to attend to Chocho, since Qin Nan was obviously not going to harm it. It was just her cat-petting style that was a bit creepy. His attention was fully focused on the majestic building now appearing before him. A grand building standing 150 stories tall seemed to pierce the sky, and on its side, the characters Mountain City Beast Tamer University Evolution Research Institute were written in flourishing script. This was completely different from the research institute he had imagined. Well, are you surprised? Qin Nan appeared beside Lin Su, tapping his shoulder, as Chocho, as if fleeing for its life, quickly burrowed into Lin Su's arms, still bearing stains of lipstick. Is this entire building the Evolution Research Institute? Lin Su gasped, unable to help but ask. Yes, and there are some other research sites as well, arranged in other locations due to terrain limitations and other factors. Qin Nan crossed her arms, looking up at the building's signage. Come on, let me take you to go through the formalities first. Upon arriving at the institute, Qin Nan again demonstrated her brisk and efficient work style. With her help, Lin Su swiftly finished the paperwork. He had just placed his luggage in the assigned dormitory and hadn't even had time to properly look at what his dormitory looked like when Qin Nan pulled him directly towards the laboratory. According to her, you can check out the dormitory anytime, but once the spark of research inspiration vanishes, it's truly gone. In Qin Nan's laboratory, Lin Su finally discovered what Qin Nan's research focus was. The high-rank commanding race, Divine Light Butterfly. This race initially started as the low-rank commanding race Illusion Thought Butterfly, one of the few spirit-type creatures among those species humanity could contract with, and Divine Light Butterfly was an evolved form of Illusion Thought Butterfly, fundamentally a dual type of spirit and light. Recalling the questions Qin Nan had asked him before, it was clear that her research project was on the secondary evolution of the Divine Light Butterfly, and it was a type with spirit, light, and fire attributes. Without a doubt, if such an evolution type existed, it would undoubtedly belong to the monarch species, and even be among the cream of the crop. For such an important research achievement, it's not surprising that one could earn 100,000 contribution points upon completion. Contributions points for new evolutionary results targeting the monarch species always start with tens of thousands. Let's try it the way you suggested yesterday, said Qin Nan as she led Lin Su into a laboratory with over 1,000 divine light butterflies, quickly choosing one that had already mastered the evolution skill and was in good condition. This woman was really bold. She dared to try whatever you suggested. She turned her head to look at Xiao lying in Lin Su's arms and frowned slightly. Why don't you put Xiao in the next room? That's an automated training room that can simulate the appropriate training content and environment based on the pet beast species to help with training, but it's limited to talent skills. Qin Nan, who was previously engrossed in petting a cat, now entered research mode and began to find Xiao a nuisance, a typical New Era research flunky. There's such a good place? Lin Su had initially planned to return Xiao to the beast taming space, but upon hearing this, his interest was piqued. Then I'll go take a look next door. The eyes of Xiao, nestled in his arms, also lit up. Meow. Omega. I can train again. Clearly, the little fellow had no interest in the two people's research, only in training. Xiao, am focused. Your ID card will let you in, Qin Nan said, pressing down on the struggling divine light butterfly, frowning. Hurry there and back. When the boss speaks, Lin Su rushed to the next room, swiping his newly acquired ID card to open the door and entering. Inside was a vast and empty room, wrapped on all 6 sides with some special material. As Lin Su and Xiao entered, the room soon echoed with a mechanical voice. Detected pet beast. Snow trace. Initiate training mode? Yes. Following Lin Su's response, the surroundings quickly changed, transforming into a snowy training ground with thick layers of snow. Feeling the temperature drop instantly to below 0, Lin Su blinked and bent down to touch the knee-deep snow. This is real snow. This magical effect was clearly not something that could be achieved by technology alone. It was inextricably linked to the supernatural powers of mutant beasts. Pet beast status check complete. Pet beast training plan established. Training is about to begin. Please leave the room, beast tamer. If there are any training resources, please give them to the pet beast in advance. This is too intelligent. Blinking, Lin Su took out a first-order ice attribute energy cube from his arms and handed it to Xiao, then turned and left the room. Xiao, do your best. Before closing the door, Lin Su didn't forget to encourage and cheer for Xiao. Meow. Carrot Omega Carrot. Okay. Once the door closed, Xiao quickly devoured the ice attribute energy cube, feeling an overwhelming surge of energy within its body. In its icy blue eyes shone a bright fighting spirit. Meow. Train to become strong and protect the beast tamer. Shutting the door to the training room, envy filled Lin Su's eyes. Back in District 32, he had never even heard of such a room specifically designed for training. Was this how beast tamers in District 11 train their beasts? Lin Su hurried back to Qin Nan's side, unable to resist asking about it. How could that be possible? Qin Nan's expression turned strange. That's a training room our lab uses to mass-train pet beast skills, and it's very difficult for individuals to own one. The training room you just visited can only be used by juvenile stage and elite stage pet beasts. Those at the commander stage and above can't use it. Even so, such a room would cost 20,000 contribution points, not available for purchase with Union currency. Is that so? Lin Su felt immediately better. But Qin Nan coughed lightly, lowering her voice. When the room is not in use for experiments, you're free to use it however you want, and nobody will say anything. Understand what I mean? Understood. Lin Su's eyes suddenly brightened. Sister Nan is so generous. With such a training room, he would no longer need to look for a special training location. That would save a considerable amount of training site fees. Okay, start researching right away. Right? I think we can do this. And then this, since Qin Nan was so open with him, Lin Su felt it wouldn't be right to hold back, so he further refined some details that he hadn't previously explained very clearly. You're a pretty good kid, let's give it a try. The first thing Lin Su did when he arrived in Area 11 was to spend an afternoon with Qin Nan conducting research on the Divine Light Butterfly's second evolutionary phase project. In the end, the experiment ended in failure. It proved that copying the evolution method of one pet beast directly onto another was simply not viable. However, according to the analysis, This research direction was closer to success compared to Qin Nan's previous solo research efforts, so Lin Su and Qin Nan planned to continue making various adjustments and comparisons to it. This was destined to be work that required some time to complete. When the research was over and Lin Su brought Qiuqiu back from the adjacent training room, Qiuqiu had once again fallen into a state of exhaustion. The training room's AI had planned a training regimen that focused on the pet beast's core skills as the primary training targets and their talent skills as secondary. Therefore, during the afternoon training, Qiuqiu's Frost Storm had been intensely trained, and with the help of energy cubes imbued with ice attributes, its own attributes were somewhat purified. Together, the power of the Frost Storm had seen a significant improvement from before. As for Snow Trace, Qiuqiu was already on the verge of reaching the second stage, and before a complete breakthrough, it still needed some time to accumulate experience, so no improvements were noticeable for now. After taking Qiuqiu back to the beast-taming space to rest, Lin Su went back to the dormitory to organize his belongings and then lay down on the bed. A lot had happened that day, whether it was the attack from the alien beasts on the transport plane in the morning or the experiment with Qin Nan in the afternoon. It was all an unprecedented experience for him. After replaying all that happened during the day in his mind, the already exhausted Lin Su slowly closed his eyes and fell into a deep sleep. Martial arts. Sitting up from the bed, Lin Su clenched his fists firmly. The sensation of strength had returned to his body. After 2 days of recuperation, the injuries he had sustained in the Frostfall mountain range had mostly healed. In this world, martial artists often sustain injuries, whether in combat or during regular training, so the demand for healing medications is extremely high. With many people researching them, the effectiveness of these medicines gradually improved over time. The injuries Lin Su sustained this time were life-threatening. Yet with the help of healing-centric pet beasts and medicines, he managed to recover in just 2 days, leaving only a few light scars. Now that his body had healed, it was time to carry out his previous plans. He wanted to visit the beast-taming union in this world. Whether it was the energy potions he could craft himself or other beast-taming methods different from those on Blue Star, Lin Su was very curious about them all. The beast-taming union was located in the city, not far from the Lin family, and the union chairman was an acquaintance of Lin Su's father, so there certainly wouldn't be any danger. Nevertheless, bearing past experiences in mind, Lin Su still received a round of cautions from his mother before he left. Soon, he arrived at the location of the beast-taming union. After completing the simple registration process, he began to ask the union staff member who had assisted him where he could learn to craft energy potions. This was related to Qiuqiu's future dietary needs, so naturally, it was of utmost concern to Lin Su. The method to craft energy potions? The union staff member smiled. That's easy, you just need to... His words suddenly stopped as he looked past Lin Su, admiration filling his eyes. Good day, Vice Chairman. Vice Chairman? Lin Su instinctively turned his head, and upon seeing the figure walking past him, a look of surprise appeared on his face. Is it you? Lin Su was actually not surprised to meet the powerful beast tamer who had saved him that day at the beast taming union. Near the Frostfall mountain range, there was only one big city, Yongnan City, and the stranger was almost certainly from the Yongnan City Beast Taming Union, something Lin Su had anticipated. But to find out that the person was actually the vice president of the Beast Taming Union, Lin Su still felt a little bit taken aback. He had heard before that there was only one vice president in the Beast Taming Union. He had not expected that this was the senior who saved him. Looking at Lin Su, the vice president initially had a look of confusion until he saw Qiuqiu in his arms. Then, a flicker of understanding passed through his eyes. It's him. Halting his steps, the handsome middle-aged man glanced at the union staff and spoke slowly. What's going on? Vice President, this man just registered as an official beast tamer at the union today. He's been asking me about the knowledge of preparing energy liquids. The union staff quickly explained. The man nodded slightly, then turned his gaze to Lin Su. You want to learn to prepare energy liquids? Without waiting for Lin Su to respond, he turned and walked towards the stairs leading to the second floor. Come with me. What's going on? Lin Su was somewhat astonished. This turn of events was completely different from what he had imagined. His initial plan was to borrow a few books related to energy liquid preparation, to learn on his own while also inquiring about the identity of the beast tamer who saved him. Then, to prepare a thank you gift in advance for the next time he visited the beast taming union to express his gratitude. Plans could not keep up with changes. The union staff beside him was momentarily stunned. Seeing Lin Su standing there dumbfounded, they quickly patted his shoulder. "What are you waiting for? Come on, hurry up. The vice president is the only person in our union who can prepare emperor-level energy liquids. You've hit the jackpot. The only one who can prepare emperor-level energy liquids?" Lin Su snapped back to reality and swiftly followed the vice president. Before long, the two arrived in a room with dozens of huge bookshelves, each filled with various kinds of books and materials. The vice president did not look at Lin Su or explain why he had brought him there, but was just focused on searching for something in the bookshelves. Seeing this, Lin Su stood quietly to the side, waiting. After quite a while, a faint voice came. "On that day, even if I had not arrived, you would have had a chance to live." Lin Su looked up to the vice president who was still searching for books, his face showing a hint of puzzlement. Back in the Frostfall mountain range, he clearly had run with all his might, but was still no match for the snow lynx. In the end, he was gravely injured by its claw strike, and if not for the timely medical intervention by the vice president, such a fatal injury would not have allowed him to survive. Yet, this senior was implying that even without him, Lin Su still had a chance to live? What did he mean by that? I'm not quite sure what senior means. Lin Su furrowed his brows in thought, and, in the end, couldn't help but speak up. The vice president paused briefly in his actions, glanced at Lin Su, and continued his search. "If you had ordered your companion beast to cover your retreat that day, you could have escaped, couldn't you?" Ordering the companion beast to cover the retreat? Lin Su's expression turned a bit unsightly. "My beast is no match for the snow lynx. Asking it to cover my retreat would be sending it to its death, wouldn't it?" The vice president stopped completely, holding the book he had just found. He walked slowly over to Lin Su, his eyes showing a trace of an enigmatic gleam. "A companion beast can be contracted again after death, but a beast tamer has only one life. I cannot accept such reasoning." Lin Su shook his head without hesitation, his gaze towards the vice president turning somewhat cold. "I believe a companion beast is a beast tamer's lifelong partner and comrade in arms. How could it be intentionally sent to die just to ensure one's own survival? Partner and comrade in arms, huh?" The man, who did not seem given to laughter, suddenly revealed a hint of amusement in his expression after standing there for a while. "That's a very good answer." Lin Su was momentarily stunned. "So the question senior asked just now, were they some kind of test?" "A test?" The man nodded. "If that's how you want to understand it, sure." He handed over a few books to Lin Su. "This is the material and common recipes for basic energy liquids. With these books, you can teach yourself the preparation of basic energy liquids. Usually, beast tamers who come to the Beast Taming Union to learn the preparation of energy liquids are taught from these books. But," the man glanced at Lin Su, "since your answer pleased me, you have a second option." "A second option?" "Correct." The man's face ring glinted, and an ancient-looking, thick notebook appeared in his hand. "These are some of my notes and insights on the basic energy liquids." "I choose the second option," Lin Su said without hesitation. He had clearly heard just now. The man before him was the only one in the Union capable of preparing Emperor-level energy liquids. Since he was the strongest in the Union at preparing energy liquids, then his notes had to be extraordinary. Interrupting the man, Lin Su didn't cause any annoyance. The man casually swung the notebook. "These notes aren't anything precious, but they're not something just anyone can get. First, you have to prove that you have the ability." "I want to try." Lin Su's face showed an interested expression. The man nodded, pulled out a page from the notebook, and handed it to Lin Su. "This is a universal energy liquid, the one with the lowest difficulty to prepare among the basic energy liquids. Its effect is not strong and can only be used to replenish a companion beast's energy consumption, without any attribute enhancements. After you're sure you've understood, I'll demonstrate how to prepare it once. If you can succeed on the first try after my demonstration, "This notebook is yours," he said. "Succeed on the first try?" Lin Su's eyes widened. Although he wasn't clear about the difficulty of preparing the energy potion, how could it possibly succeed on the first attempt? "The requirement isn't high. A low-grade product will suffice." The man dropped this remark and sat down on a nearby sofa to begin meditating with his eyes closed. Lin Su, "Nonsense, as if I could prepare a higher-grade product on the first try." Seeing the man like this, Lin Su had no choice but to resign himself to the reality. Sitting on the sofa opposite, he picked up the sheet of notes and started to study it carefully. After a while, the expression on Lin Su's face eased a bit. The analysis of the universal energy potion formula within the notes was extremely detailed, and the wording simple. True to something written by a master, each explanation hit the nail on the head. Moreover, Lin Su couldn't tell if it was an illusion, but he felt very familiar with the method of preparing the energy potion. Although Blue Star had entered the era of beast taming, basic science had not been completely abolished, and fundamental knowledge of physics and chemistry was still touched upon. To Lin Su, the preparation of the energy potion seemed somewhat similar to certain chemical experiments. This made understanding the principles much easier for him. However, understanding the principles and actually preparing it clearly weren't the same thing, and Lin Su had no confidence that he could succeed on the first try. After hesitating for a moment, Lin Su looked at the vice president. "Senior, you can start the demonstration now." The vice president opened his eyes, gave a nod, and took out various resources and materials needed for preparing the energy potion from the space ring, beginning the preparation in front of Lin Su. Lin Su's expression was extremely serious, not daring to even breathe. The preparation of the energy potion actually involved treating various resources differently, mixing them in sequence, and then obtaining the potion through crystallization once they were fully blended. Every step of this mixing process couldn't afford any mistakes. Even a small error would be amplified through the subsequent steps and could have a massive impact on the energy potion's grade. Under Lin Su's watchful gaze, the vice president used an exquisite tool to grind a first-grade ghost energy crystal into a light purple powder and slowly added it into the first-grade super condensed water contained in a crystal tube, allowing it to dissolve gradually until it disappeared completely. The originally clear and transparent super condensed water turned light purple in color. Super condensed water, being water in a supernatural state, has different properties from ordinary water, being able to easily dissolve various supernatural resources. Its combination with a special energy crystal associated with ghost energy stones, ghost energy crystals, would form the base of the energy potion. As more and more ghost energy crystal powder was added, the color of the light purple liquid gradually darkened until, at a certain critical point, continuing to add the powder caused an equivalent amount of fine, ghost energy crystal particles to crystallize out of the solution, entering a saturated state. Immediately following, the vice president took a fiery red crystal stone, with what seemed like tiny flames flickering rhythmically inside, and slowly approached the bottom of the crystal tube, then moving it slowly and rotating it just beneath the surface of the liquid against the side of the tube, evenly heating the super condensed water. The volume of the previously crystallized ghost energy crystals started to decrease, redissolving into the super condensed water as it was heated. Once the ghost energy crystals were completely dissolved again, the vice president set the fire crystal stone aside, letting the temperature of the liquid in the tube stabilize and cool down. This time, the ghost energy crystals didn't crystallize out again. The liquid deepened in color, resulting in a flocculent, deep purple throughout the tube. With the base of the energy potion done, the vice president set the crystal tube aside, deftly proceeding to process the other various supernatural resources. Grinding, heating, redissolving, condensing, crystallizing, mixing. Each step was simple, but as the number of steps increased to dozens or hundreds, Lin Su began to sweat. He could remember the order of the steps, but with so many of them, the difficulty of going through all of them without any issues was significantly high. In the end, the vice president slowly poured a liquid substance from one crystal tube into a powdered material in another crystal bottle, which had gone through numerous processes. As they slowly mixed, a soft emerald glow emerged, with the light slowly turning from green to blue, then purple, and finally to gold. The intensity of the light itself gradually increased during the process. When the glow faded, a bottle of fresh green energy potion appeared before Lin Su's eyes. It was precisely the universal energy potion described on the page of the formula he had just received. And the fact that the light turned gold at the moment of the potion's formation indicated that this bottle of energy potion was of perfect grade. Indeed, as one capable of concocting Emperor-level energy potions, their craft was perfect from the start. After patiently waiting for Lin Su to curiously examine the energy potion, the vice president spoke indifferently. "You may begin now." "Start now?" Lin Su silently reviewed the entire concoction process in his mind, then finally nodded his head and placed the additional resources the vice president had provided in front of him, and began working. The first step, the second step, Lin Su's every action was slow. As a novice who had never encountered energy potions before, he wished he could slow his actions down by 100-fold to avoid any mistakes. Even so, there were still minor issues. The concoction of the standard energy potion involved a total of 127 minor steps. At the 31st step, Lin Su's hand shook slightly as he held the fire crystal stone, causing uneven heating and a slight murkiness after a certain supernatural resource was added. At the 73rd step, when he was mixing two liquids, there was a slight discrepancy in the ratio, resulting in a mixed liquid whose color was slightly different from the color demonstrated by the vice president. At the 126th step, just as he was about to finish, his attention lagged slightly, causing the powder mixture to be uneven. These were just the relatively obvious issues during the concoction. In other steps, Lin Su also made several errors. In the end, Lin Su nervously combined everything together, and a very faint green light slowly emerged, revealing a yellow-green energy potion in Lin Su's hands. Just by its appearance, this energy potion looked far worse than the vibrant green potion that the vice president had created, resembling tender leaves. But it was ultimately made. The emergence of the green light signified a low-grade product. Looking at the faint green glow, Lin Su breathed a sigh of relief and turned to the vice president. Senior, does this count as a pass?" "It barely passes." The vice president nodded nonchalantly and handed over a notebook to Lin Su. "I'm giving you the notes, and you should take those books too. It's more effective to study them in combination." "Thank you, Senior. I have other matters to attend to. You may leave now." "All right," Lin Su nodded. He had achieved his goal at the Beast Taming Union and could now return home to ponder over the concoction of the energy potion. He carefully held the notes and the books in his arms, and Chiyo, who was lying on the couch, looked at the books in Lin Su's arms, then hopped up on his shoulder to settle down again. Meow Omega, changing positions. Lin Su smiled and rubbed his cheek against Chiyo, then prepared to leave the room. Suddenly, he had a thought and turned around. Junior Lin Su has yet to ask for the senior's name. Mu Yuxing. Then, Senior Mu, I bid you farewell. Lin Su mentally noted the name, closed the door carefully, and quietly left. It wasn't until he had left the Beast Taming Union that he began to speak with a smile. Chiyo, when we get back, I'll study the energy potion, and you continue your training. Meow. I want to taste the energy potion Lin Su concocted. You don't have to say it. I had forgotten. I should have taken the potion I made with me. Even though it's of a low grade, it's still the first energy potion I've successfully concocted. It's not bad to keep it as a memento. Meow. Exactly. In the room, Mu Yuxing silently picked up the energy potion that Lin Su had concocted and carefully examined it for a moment before slowly placing it back on the table. His expression turned exceptionally interesting, his usual air of a master completely gone. Did he really concoct it correctly on the first try? Having returned to the Lin family, Lin Su quickly immersed himself in learning how to prepare energy liquid. As for Chiyo, it spent the day in the garden just like the day before, creating its own racetrack to joyfully compete in friendly races with its new friend, the Lightning Fox. Since the Lin family lacked the various resources and tools needed to prepare energy liquid, Lin Su didn't immediately start practicing the preparation, but began from scratch to understand the relevant knowledge of energy liquid. Energy liquid and energy cubes are actually quite similar. Both convert supernatural resources into forms more suitable for beast absorption and utilization. On this level, there's not much difference between the two in principle. The so-called supernatural resources are the various resources needed by beast tamers, which includes but is not limited to certain body materials of exotic beasts, special items obtained from the exotic beast's preserved power, and fruit produced by plant-type exotic beasts. Supernatural resources are categorized based on their energy strength, effect, and rarity into 10 levels, from level 1 to level 10 resources. The evolution and growth of a beast cannot occur without the support of these resources. Consequently, in the divine martial arts world, the preparation of energy liquid is a useful skill for beast tamers. Every beast tamer knows a bit about it, and some specialize in the preparation, who are called preparation masters. For instance, the Vice President Mu Yuxing that Lin Su had just met is one such preparation master. Because it's a secondary profession, the ranking system for preparation masters is much simpler than that for beast tamers, consisting of only 3 levels: Starlight level, Moonlight level, and Solar Corona level, each corresponding to basic, advanced, and Emperor level energy liquid preparation, respectively. Having managed to prepare a lower-tier basic energy liquid, Lin Su could barely be considered a Starlight level preparation master, though certainly he would be the worst among them. After getting a rough idea about the information related to preparation masters, Lin Su dove into a sea of knowledge. Study makes me happy. As the sun set, Qiu finished its running training, and only then did Lin Su put down the material he had been holding. A list teeming with densely packed writing appeared beside him, a list of materials he had selected for his own short-term practice of energy liquid preparation. He handed the list to Azzy, asking for help with the procurement, after which Lin Su brought Qiu back into the training space and lay down on his bed to fall into a deep sleep. After returning to Earth, he would continue working with Qin Nan to complete the research project on the divine light butterfly. Time flew by quickly, and in the blink of an eye, a month had passed. During this month, Lin Su gradually got used to traveling back and forth between the two worlds daily, and his life started to get back on track. On Earth, Lin Su worked continuously as Qin Nan's research assistant throughout the month, participating in the research on the divine light butterfly. In high school, Lin Su had excelled in theoretical knowledge, but what he had learned was much too basic for a research project on the evolutionary path of a monarch species. Nevertheless, this shortcoming was remedied over the month's research. Under Qin Nan's guidance and intense study, describing Lin Su's grasp of related knowledge as advancing by leaps and bounds would not be an exaggeration. Even among the students of Beast Tamer University, very few could directly participate in a monarch species research project like he was. With Lin Su's assistance, Qin Nan's research finally bore fruit. A stable evolutionary path for the high-ranking leader species, the divine light butterfly, had been discovered. This new evolutionary form with triple talents in the spirit, light, and fire categories was named by the two after some discussion: the Phoenix Pattern Holy Butterfly. This new species has control over the talent skill's monarch power, indicating that its species rank has reached the monarch level. As for whether it's lower, middle, or higher monarch level, that still needs to be determined through a comprehensive assessment of all its talent skills and various indicators. This evolutionary path has already been submitted by Qin Nan. However, due to the investigation involving a completely new monarch species evolutionary path, the review process isn't so simple and will take a bit more time, and the expected reward of 100,000 contribution points will only be credited after the review is passed. In addition to his own research progress, Lin Su did not neglect Qiu's daily training during this month. Qiu became a regular in the neighboring training room, which was seldom used as it could only facilitate the training of talent skills for juvenile level and elite level beasts, thus becoming a treasure ground for Qiu. In the beginning, it needed Lin Su's help to open the training room door and select functions via voice command. After accidentally discovering that the intelligent training room could recognize beast language, Chocho simply began taking the energy cube and Lin Su's access card for its training sessions. Meanwhile, in the divine martial world, Chocho's training did not cease. Over the month, it frequently raced with the lightning fox and made several other beast friends in the garden, jointly developing various training methods. After such diligent training for a full month, Chocho's progress was tremendous. A month prior, Chocho's snow trace was close to reaching Stage 2 already, and after such intense training for a long duration, surpassing Stage 2 was inevitable. While Frost Storm had not yet broken through, as it was the main focus in the training room, its proficiency had rapidly improved. Its power had greatly increased compared to the Frost Storm that Chocho had mustered a month earlier. As for the Snow Blow skill, its progress was relatively slow with self-practice. Fortunately, thanks to the special nature of Shui Henqing, this skill could passively improve as the proficiency of Frost Storm increased, and now it too had seen substantial progress. The various training resources invested daily greatly enhanced Chocho's strength. Sequence IM 0086. Species name, Shui Henqing. Species tier, Elite Species. Attribute, Ice. Growth stage, Juvenile stage. Normal energy value, 399p. Skills, Frost Storm I, Core Skill. Snow Trace 2, Snow Blow I. This is Chocho's current data. The normal energy value of 399p has more than doubled from Chocho's initial value. Normally, the energy value for an elite species in the juvenile stage would be within 200p. Chocho started out just like that, but with the help of a massive amount of supernatural resources, its energy value could be further increased, reaching the range of a commanding species at the juvenile stage. Above 400p is the range for the sovereign species at the juvenile stage. It would be very difficult to get Chocho above 400p without evolving or advancing in rank, so Chocho could basically be said to have reached the limit for the juvenile stage. However, Lin Su had no intention of advancing Chocho to the elite rank just yet. He had previously planned to let Chocho advance to the elite rank autonomously while evolving under the influence of the evolutionary power. Moreover, after spending a month studying with Qin Nan, his theoretical knowledge had deepened, and he understood the huge benefits this could bring to Chocho. Training in both worlds simultaneously would naturally place a considerable burden on Chocho's body. Both mental fatigue and a lack of energy would become issues. For Chocho, mental fatigue could be alleviated by resting in Lin Su's beast taming space. Lin Su's beast taming space had long reached the second tier. Such a space was targeted at elite pets, providing much better effects on the mental state of juvenile pets compared to a first-tier space. Often, just a few hours were enough to completely rejuvenate the exhausted Chocho. As for the shortage of energy, that also wasn't a concern. In Blue Star, Lin Su used contribution points to buy various resources for Chocho, aiding its growth almost regardless of cost. In the divine martial world, Lin Su's potion mixing procedures had become standardized, and he was now able to mix his own potions to aid Chocho's growth. Throughout the month in divine martial, aside from meditation, Lin Su spent nearly all his time practicing the mixing of various potions. The potion mixing in the divine martial world bore a great resemblance to the basic science of chemistry in Blue Star, even though supernatural resources were used. The various procedural steps were extremely similar. After brushing up on chemistry experiments back on Blue Star, Lin Su's potion mixing advanced by leaps and bounds. By now, he could guarantee that all the basic potions he mixed reached a medium grade. Some familiar varieties even reached a high grade. Moreover, he found that the potion mixing techniques could be employed on Blue Star. With the aid of Blue Star's technology, grinding and other steps could be performed better, thereby improving the quality of the potions. Although he hadn't yet managed to create a perfect grade potion, there were several times on Blue Star when Lin Su was only one step away from the perfect grade. An energy cube of the first tier on Blue Star was roughly equivalent to a medium grade potion. This meant that the potions Lin Su now mixed were even more effective than the energy cubes purchased on Blue Star. And under such circumstances, Chocho needn't worry about lacking energy replenishment. carefully blending the two mixtures together. Lin Su watched as the potion in the crystal bottle slowly started glowing green before turning blue and finally transforming into a dazzling, deep purple. A smile spread across Lin Su's face. He placed the freshly mixed potion on the table filled with potions, then turned to look at Xiao, who had just jumped in through the window, his smile becoming even more brilliant. The fight with the golden-whiskered rat is over. Meow. Omega, I won this time. Great job. Lin Su picked up the proud Xiao and stroked its fluffy head. Next time, you can try fighting the iron-eating beast in the yard. Meow. That iron-eating beast takes it too well. That's true. Lin Su nodded in agreement. Rest in the beast taming space first. We're heading back. Meow. Back to Blue Star? After sending Xiao back into the beast taming space and feeling a wave of sleepiness, Lin Su lay down on the bed and quickly returned to Blue Star. Sitting up from his dormitory bed, Lin Su hurriedly washed up, dressed, and walked toward Qin Nan's lab. According to Qin Nan's estimation, the project submission for the Divine Light Butterfly Evolution Path should be completed today. At that point, 100,000 contribution points would be credited, an extremely large income. Lin Su's share of 10 or 20,000 contribution points was even enough for him to directly exchange for the 6th-tier supernatural resource needed for Xiao's evolution. The core of the feared demon statue's eye from the commander tier, putting Xiao's evolution on the schedule. Swiping access and entering the lab, Lin Su's expression turned helpless. Qin Nan was asleep on the lab table again. Having spent a lot of time with Qin Nan, Lin Su had come to understand more about the woman who brought him to District 11. Nan was a good person, forthright, loyal, and easygoing. The only trouble was that her daily routine was a complete mess. Living day and night in reverse had become the norm, and she rarely ate meals on time. Looking around, Lin Su quietly took a blanket from the closet and gently covered Qin Nan, then started to clean the laboratory. It seemed that Lin Su was awakened by the noise of cleaning, so Qin Nan slowly opened her eyes, looked at the busy Lin Su, and chuckled. "You're here? Nan sis, how did the review go?" Seeing that Qin Nan was awake, Lin Su put the broom aside and asked expectantly. "All right, I almost forgot about that." Qin Nan couldn't help but yawn. "Pour me a cup of coffee, I'll check." "Okay." Lin Su responded and hurriedly filled a cup with coffee from the machine beside him, then sat nervously next to Qin Nan. Qin Nan carelessly opened the communicator, glanced at it, and her expression slowly darkened. "It hasn't passed yet." "What? Wasn't it supposed to be estimated for today?" Lin Su blinked. "There might have been some issues during the review." Qin Nan showed him the receipt. "It says it needs one more day. Then we can only wait another day," Lin Su said helplessly. He wasn't actually in a hurry. After all, Xiao still hadn't mastered the evolution techniques. But waiting was tough. "Just wait. The contribution points won't run away," Qin Nan said nonchalantly as she gulped down the coffee, gulping like water, then set down the cup and turned to Lin Su. "Apart from that, now that the project is finished, do you have any research plans next?" "My research plan?" Lin Su scratched his head. "Aren't I following your research? I plan to slack off for a while." Qin Nan shrugged. "You've made great progress this month, and I think you should possess some basic research skills. Although assistant researchers don't have the qualifications to apply for research projects independently, I can help you apply for one. Do you want to try?" Lin Su blinked. Was there such a good opportunity? But he didn't seem to have anything good to research. "No, that's not right." Lin Su suddenly thought of something. This was an excellent opportunity. The evolution paths and skills teaching from the divine martial world, if presented by him personally, would face serious skepticism. But if introduced as a research scientist with genuine experimental data and parameters, no one would be able to pick faults. Although Lin Su soon had tens of thousands of contribution points coming, he wasn't short on contribution points in the short term, but he could make some other moves in this area. For instance, laying the groundwork for Xiao's evolutionary type. Once the contribution points were credited and Xiao's evolution resources were exchanged, Xiao's evolution would also almost be ready to start. Once Xiao evolved, he would inevitably be asked about the evolution path. And Xiao's evolution path was somewhat shocking and staggering. Firstly, This evolution path might be Blue Star's first to evolve from an elite race to a monarch race in one go. Second, this path used a brand new evolution technique to make Chiocio's future evolution less abrupt. Lin Su's best option was to try to bring forth the evolution technique Deep Sleep and Dream first. Once the Deep Sleep and Dream technique was introduced in advance, Lin Su, as the discoverer of the technique, using the same evolution technique to explore his pet Xuehenqing's evolutionary type and ultimately finding Xuehenqing's evolution path would make sense naturally. Thinking of this, Lin Su didn't hesitate to speak up. Nan sis, I'd like to research the new evolutionary type of sleepy duck. Is that okay? Sleepy ducks, a medium elite breed, could evolve into a medium commander species, sleepy duck, through the evolution technique, Deep Sleep and Dream. The very nature of sleepy ducks, which could sleep standing up, made them learn deep sleep and dream more easily than other breeds, making this evolutionary type an obvious choice to propose a new evolution technique. Sleepy duck? Qin Nin rolled her eyes. Isn't your research subject a bit unconventional? Cough. With a light cough, Lin Su smiled sheepishly. I just had some ideas. All right then. Qin Nin didn't say anything more. After all, she was initially attracted by Lin Su's creative ideas and had recruited him. List the experimental resources you need, and I'll apply for them. Thank you, Nan sis. I suddenly feel a bit of soreness in my shoulders. Here it comes. How's this pressure? Not bad, not bad. After kneading the big shot's shoulders and serving tea, Lin Su quickly filled out a project application. The various supernatural resources needed for the underdog's evolution into a sleepy duck were concealed among other experimental resources and submitted together. Soon, a report was sent to Qin Nan's communicator. Qin Nan glanced at it briefly and raised an eyebrow. You need a guardian beast above the leadership rank with a hypnosis skill reaching Tier 3? The underdog has a natural ability to sleep while standing. I want to try using hypnosis on the underdog to see if anything special happens, Lin Su said, his face calm, having prepared this excuse in advance. In reality, this was for the teaching evolution technique, Deep Sleep and Dream. Both the underdog being applied for and Chiocio's evolution technique required the assistance of a guardian beast master in Tier 3 hypnosis. Your every idea sounds interesting. Qin Nan nodded, believing Lin Su's explanation, and started operating the communicator. Done, the application is submitted. It should be approved by today, and the needed guardian beast and resources should arrive by tomorrow. Good, Lin Su nodded, his eyes revealing excitement and anticipation. Tomorrow? His contribution points would be credited by tomorrow, and then he could exchange them for the level 6 resources Chiocio needed to start preparing for Chiocio's evolution. All right, Mama's going to sleep. Qin Nan yawned, stood up, and walked out of the laboratory. Go play by yourself. Watching Qin Nan leave, Lin Su couldn't help but show a smile on his face. Everything needed for the evolution type was finally ready. Now he could start preparing for the evolution. But all the preparations would have to start tomorrow, as Lin Su had another task to do today. Take Chiocio for combat training. As Chiocio's energy value approached its natural limit, further enhancement became extremely difficult, and the original training plan had to be adjusted accordingly. Its Snow Trace had already reached Tier 2. To achieve Tier 3 in a short period was nearly impossible. Frost Storm's proficiency was already high, but there was still some way to go before reaching Tier 2, and the same was true for Snow Blow. In this situation, Chiocio's skill proficiency already had a significant advantage over other guardian beasts of the same level, but another problem with Chiocio was quite obvious. It lacked extensive combat experience. Before making a bond with Lin Su, although it occasionally fought with the Fire Cloud dog, such fights didn't help much in training combat skills. Therefore, Chiocio still needed to engage in battles to improve its combat experience. This was also the daily battle practice Chiocio was undergoing with the exotic beasts in the Godmart world and the garden. However, the effectiveness of such training was limited without Lin Su's participation. Beast Tamer's battle with Guardian Beasts should be a process where the Beast Tamer assesses the situation, gives orders through telepathy, and the Guardian Beast fights according to those orders, rather than fighting autonomously. So, To truly enhance Chocho's combat experience significantly, the best way was to battle against other beast tamers and their contracted guardian beasts. Such battles could take place in specially built battle arenas, each of which had been vetted by the League, with strict security and medical requirements to ensure that both sides of the battle would not suffer from life-threatening injuries or irreversible serious injuries due to the fight. Mountain City University, as a top beast tamer university, naturally had adequate infrastructure nearby. Not far from the main entrance of the university, there was a large battle arena called Sky Battle Arena. Entering the battle arena and seeing the various guardian beasts fighting under the command of beast tamers on each wide battling platform, Lin Su's eyes sparkled with anticipation. "Hello, I'd like to engage in a guardian beast battle." He steadied himself and walked up to the registration desk at the battle arena and handed over his beast tamer badge. "Please wait." The staff took the beast tamer badge, scanned it, and then looked up at Lin Su. "Are you going to engage in a one-on-one battle with a juvenile guardian beast?" "Yes," Lin Su nodded. The battles in the battle arena were divided into two main types: guardian beast battles and no-rules battles. Guardian beast battles are subdivided into cap-off battles, group battles, and one-on-one battles. The cap-off battle involves two beast tamers sending out their guardian beasts to fight. The winning guardian beast stays to face the opponent's next one until all of a side's guardian beasts are eliminated. Group battles are where all beasts from both sides fight together, with failure being when all guardian beasts on one side are eliminated. One-on-one battles are the simplest, where both sides send out one guardian beast to fight, and the winner is clear-cut. No-rules battles, on the other hand, have no rules at all, and attacking the beast tamer themselves is even permitted. This kind of battle was not allowed in the past until Guardian Beast Cooperation Combat appeared and was gradually accepted by high-level beast tamers. It's almost equivalent to Guardian Beast Cooperation Combat, and a beast tamer who has not mastered Guardian Beast Cooperation would be at a significant disadvantage in such battles. With only one Guardian Beast and without knowledge of Guardian Beast Cooperation, Lin Su naturally could only participate in one-on-one Guardian Beast battles. "Do you wish to start matching your opponent now?" The front desk staff confirmed once more, and upon receiving Lin Su's affirmative answer, began recording Lin Su's details into the system. The system would then automatically find a suitable opponent for matching. "Please wait, this is your number tag. When it's called, you've been matched with an opponent." "Understood." After paying a certain matchmaking fee and receiving the number plate from the staff member, Lin Su found a battle station and sat down in the spectator seats to watch the ongoing fights. On the battle station, two beast companions were fighting an evenly matched battle, while beneath it, Lin Su watched with rapt attention. "Brother Tang, help me sign up." Not long after Lin Su had left, a voice appeared at the front desk registration. The staff member who had just served Lin Su looked up and chuckled. "Zhong Hao, here to bully the newbies again?" "Don't tease, Brother Tang. Everyone here is a big shot. I'm just a small fry. Who knows, I might get bullied one of these days." The youth registering looked to be about 18, just graduated from high school, and bore a humble expression on his face in response to the staff member's joke. As the son of the battle arena's owner, Zhong Hao had contracted with a low-rank commander species, the powerful rock bear, and through training and combat, had increased his powerful rock bear's constant energy value to over the 400p limit of the commander species. Even among all the senior high school graduates in District 11, he stood out. From the time he had contracted his beast companion, his powerful rock bear had dominated in juvenile beast companion battles, and no other beast companion was a match for it. With such an unbeatable streak, Zhong Hao realized that his beast companion was starting to show signs of arrogance and complacency, which could negatively impact its future training. Therefore, he planned to let his powerful rock bear suffer a defeat as a wake-up call and take the opportunity to give the little guy a good teaching. However, Zhong Hao soon sighed. That being said, it's hard for the powerful rock bear to lose, given its strength. If it wins again this time, does it mean it needs to challenge an elite class beast companion next? Sometimes having a too powerful beast companion can be quite troubling. "Zhong Hao, here's your number plate." The staff member handed a number plate to Zhong Hao with a smile. As Zhong Hao took the number plate, an electronic voice rang out from the loudspeaker. Please proceed to Battle Station number 23 for a match between A0123 Lin Su and A0125 Zhong Hao. He instinctively glanced at the number plate in his hand, A0125. This meant that there was already a suitable opponent in the queue, and now he was perfectly matched with them. Good. Let's see who this opponent is. Hopefully he can put some pressure on the powerful rock bear. The two beast companions on the battle station eventually managed to struggle out a victor, and just as Lin Su was about to get up and look for another battle to watch, the electronic announcement sounded again. Upon hearing his number called, Lin Su quickly made his way toward battle station number 23. In the strictest sense, this was his first battle against a peer beast tamer. Although he and Xiao had trained hard, Lin Su was not clear about the status of other beast tamers of the same rank. Although he could travel between two different worlds, effectively doubling his training time compared to a normal beast tamer, which gave him a considerable advantage, he had heard that some beast tamers with better conditions would purchase beast companions and conduct various trainings before making a contract. When they turned 18 and could contract beast companions, they contracted powerfully trained beast companions right away. After all, Xiao's current species rank was only that of an elite species, and it would be normal not to defeat such beast companions. For the first battle, hopefully he could win. Soon, Lin Su stood on the edge of battle station number 23, looking up curiously at his opponent. He saw a boy who seemed to be about his age. Noticing Lin Su's gaze, the boy returned it with a friendly smile. Please do your best to defeat my beast companion. Lin Su. Somehow, he felt there was something not quite right with what he had said. Never mind, it's not important. Taking a deep breath, Lin Su turned to the judge. Can we start now? The judge, having recognized the son of the arena's owner, grimaced slightly at Lin Su's eager tone. He did not believe that this new face could defeat the owner's son. Clearing his throat, the judge spoke. I am Zhao Hong, the referee for battle station number 23. Are both beast tamers ready? I'm ready. Lin Su nodded, a glint of excitement in his eyes. He had already communicated with Xiao in the beast taming space, and Xiao was wide awake, equally anticipating the upcoming battle. No issues here either. Zhong Hao nodded as well, pondering something in his eyes. It seemed to be a fellow high school senior like himself, with the only special aspect being that he had never seen him before. He was an unfamiliar face. Thinking that he could use him to discipline his own beast companion seemed a bit far-fetched. Both participants are ready, so next, each will summon their pet beasts after I count down from 3. Before that, let me reiterate the rules once more. Both beast tamers must remain stationary in the mark zone and are not allowed to enter the arena. The pet beasts must be summoned after the countdown ends. Having confirmed that there were no further questions from either party, Zhao Hong blew the whistle hanging around his neck. 3, 2, 1, begin! As Zhao Hong's word begin fell, Lin Su and Zhong Hao both made their move. Faint yellow lights like tendrils sprouted from beneath their feet, intertwining rapidly to form complex circular runes. Energy whirlwinds sprang up in the arena, stirring the clothes of the spectators. The opponent also has a second-tier beast taming space? Lin Su's expression grew more solemn. Indeed, the other beast tamers should not be underestimated. This battle must not be taken lightly. Across from him, Zhong Hao's pupils contracted slightly upon seeing the faint yellow light under Lin Su's feet. His eyes filled with increased excitement. He had used some supernatural resources to aid his meditation a few days ago and had barely managed to break through to the second-tier beast taming space. He had not expected a peer of similar age to have also achieved a breakthrough. In an instant, his anticipation for the battle rose. Perhaps this battle would be different. Within the summoning circles, ripples materialized like substance, and soon, the silhouettes of 2 pet beasts appeared. Brother Chow, come over and sit here, a middle-aged man cheerfully addressed another man. Just in time, my son is in the midst of a pet beast battle. How about we watch the battle first, then talk business? All right, let's see how talented my nephew is now. Chao Xiang nodded, his gaze shifting to the 2 pet beasts in the arena, his face showing a hint of surprise. Is my nephew's beast the powerful rock bear? It seems to be in great shape. Speaking, Chao Shiyang casually scanned with his communicator, and his face showed even greater surprise. A standard energy value of 417p? It's actually beyond the range for a standard energy value of a juvenile stage leader species. Well nurtured indeed. Ha ha. The powerful rock bear that my son contracted was purchased at a high price. Its physical quality is a bit stronger than that of an ordinary one, probably because it is a variant pet beast, Zhong Tianzhan said with a proud look in his eyes. Over the past month, my son has had over 50 battles and has never lost. This time his opponent is a high-class elite species. There's no suspense at all. Zhong Tianzhan shook his head. Brother Chao, had I known, I would rather have taken you elsewhere. We might as well not watch this battle. Not necessarily. Chao Shiyang suddenly fell silent. The high-class elite species you mentioned has a standard energy value of 399p. What? Zhong Tianzhan was stunned for a moment, quickly picking up his communicator and scanning, his complexion becoming incredibly astonished. How is this energy value possible? It's theoretically possible, just very rare. Chao Shiyang's eyes gleamed with a hint of expectation. Let's see how it goes. Zhong Tianzhan opened his mouth, but eventually closed it slowly. He watched the two pet beasts in the arena intently, his expression no longer easygoing. Sequence IM 0112. Species name: Powerful rock bear. Species hierarchy: Lower leader species. Attribute Earth. Growth stage: Juvenile stage. Standard energy value: 417p. Talent skills: Rock armor, core skill, shattering rock strike, rock breaking stab. Lin Su sighed in relief as he read the results displayed on his communicator. Gazing at the towering bear draped in rock-brown armor, standing beside the beast tamer across from him, a fervent fighting spirit flashed in his eyes. Qiu, there's a chance of victory in this battle. The energy value difference between you is not significant. Me. Understood. Go. Qiu. Me. Charge. Compared to Qiu's petite size, the powerful rock bear was much larger. However, neither Lin Su nor Qiu felt nervous about this. In the world of exotic beasts, size and strength were not equivalent, and there were even special skills to increase or decrease size. The constant energy value of 417p of the powerful rock bear indicated that its strength was not much different from Qiu's. Qiu, your opponent is an earth-based pet beast, bulky but with strong defense and strength. Get close to consume its stamina, and also watch out for rock spurs that might appear on the ground at any time. Recalling the information about the powerful rock bear, Lin Su introduced its opponent to Qiu using telepathy. Qiu, stepping out of the summoning circle, looked serious. Meow. Omega. Understood. Meanwhile, Zhong Hao, standing on the other side of the combat platform, looked at the results scanned by the communicator in his hand, deep in thought. Constant energy value of 399p. Shuehenqing? Isn't that a bit too absurd? An elite species pet beast. How can its constant energy value be so outrageously high? Stone, take this round seriously. Don't underestimate the enemy. He looked at the powerful rock bear beside him, reminding it via telepathy. Ow, I should be cautious even for just an elite species. Its energy value is only a little lower than yours. Ow, but it's still lower than mine. Feeling the thoughts transmitted from his pet, Zhong Hao's expression darkened slightly. Indeed, his pet's attitude problem was becoming more serious. If he didn't correct its attitude soon, it would be disastrous once it became permanently set. Anyway, be careful. Sighing lightly, Zhong Hao didn't say anything more. If he still won this round, he would arrange a few rounds against elite rank opponents later to teach his pet a lesson. The powerful rock bear swung its paws and sauntered out of the beast tamer's preparation area. Both pets leaving the summoning circle meant the match had officially begun. Snow blow, snow trace, move quickly. Don't move in a straight line. Watch out for the ground spurs. Lin Su looked serious, issuing his commands in the most concise language. The moment the command was issued, Qiu blew gently. A large area of about 10 meters covered by the snow blow instantly blanketed half of the field, and the ice flowers blooming under its feet linked together, leaving no footprints in the thick snow, moving from one end to the other in the blink of an eye. Skillfully blowing again and moving forward, the speed of the snow laying on the ground and Qiuqiu's advance achieved a perfect balance, not slowing down its sprint at all. Stage 2 Snow Trace? In the stands, Chao Shuyang and Zhong Tianzhan exchanged glances, their faces showing a hint of surprise. Normally, only elite rank pets that had accumulated some experience could master a Stage 2 skill. It was not unheard of for skills to reach Stage 2 at the juvenile stage, but it was extremely rare. Zhong brother, do you still think your nephew can win? Chao Shuyang's face took on an odd hue. This? Zhong Tianzhan's face changed slightly, and he finally shook his head. It's doubtful. He knew well his son's pet's skill proficiency. This powerful rock bear, although strong, did not have any skills that had reached Stage 2, and it was a relatively clumsy, strength-oriented pet. The opponent's Stage 2 skill happened to be related to speed. Meanwhile, seeing Qiuqiu's speed, Zhong Hao's face also changed. So fast. He was startled, quickly issuing a command to the powerful rock bear. Rock-breaking stab. Alter the terrain. Interrupt the charge. The powerful rock bear roared, and suddenly, a sandy yellow energy gathered on one of its huge paws, followed by a ferocious slap on the ground. Dodge! Lin Su immediately understood the opponent's intention upon seeing the initial movement of the powerful rock bear, and hastily spoke up while secretly feeling relieved. Rock-breaking stab only had such an initial movement at Stage I. It became unnecessary at Stage 2. Fortunately, the opponent's skill proficiency wasn't high. Otherwise, this battle would be difficult to win. Following Lin Su's command, ice flowers sparked beneath Qiuqiu's feet, swiftly dodging to the side with such speed that it dragged out an afterimage. Almost simultaneously, a sharp rock spur burst out from under the frost, a wild energy storm instantly scattering Qiuqiu's afterimage. Seeing Qiuqiu dodge this attack, Zhong Hao wasn't too surprised. Rock-breaking stab's initial movement was very obvious, and any beast tamer who knew this would have their pet avoid it quickly. Therefore, the command he had issued wasn't for the powerful rock bear to attack, but to interrupt the opponent's charge. Continue using rock-breaking stab. Keep disrupting their charge. Giving the next command, Zhong Hao's expression turned serious. He had noticed that this juvenile stage Shui Henqing possessed a Stage 2 snow trace, making this battle extremely challenging. Although he longed for a defeat, Zhong Hao still had his own pride, and he would not deliberately lose just for the sake of experiencing defeat. This battle, he was going all out. The powerful rock bear finally realized how formidable its opponent was, barely able to capture the shadow of its opponent with its eyes. Alarmed and angered, upon receiving the beast tamer's command, it swiftly slapped the ground with both paws, causing rock spurs to abruptly emerge from the ground. Even Qiuqiu felt the pressure, inevitably slowing down. Prepare shattering rock strike. Zhong Hao calmly gave the command, watching as the approaching Shui Henqing was about to enter within a 10-meter range. 10 meters, that was the attack range of his powerful rock bear's shattering rock strike. Could it dodge the rock-breaking stab, which caused small-scale damage, and could it also dodge the shattering rock strike with its large-scale AoE damage? Lin Su quietly watched the battle unfolding before him. If everything went as expected before Qiuqiu closed in on the opponent, the beast tamer would issue the command for the shattering rock strike. After all, it was an AoE skill that Qiuqiu would find hard to evade. So it couldn't actually get in close, and around 10 meters from the opponent was when Qiuqiu would have to make its move. 10 meters, that was the current attack distance for Qiuqiu's Frost Storm. Finally, the distance between Shui Henqing and the powerful rock bear narrowed to just 10 meters. Shattering rock strike. Jump up, focus, and release the Frost Storm. Don't resist the recoil. The two voices appeared in the minds of the two pet beasts simultaneously. The powerful rock bear let out a mighty roar, its paws, along with its arms and shoulder regions, glowing with a rich, earthy yellow energy light. Its palms came together and viciously slammed toward the ground in front of it. Within the 10-meter radius, the battle stage instantly shattered into countless rocky chunks. As soon as these chunks appeared, They shot out in all directions as if exploded, the dense earth energy nearly turning everything before it into wasteland. As the powerful rock bear slammed its paws down, Chio vigorously kicked off the ground, leaping into the air about 2 meters high. Icy blue ice energy gathered in its mouth and eventually burst forth into a terrifying storm laden with countless frost particles. The wildly raging storm was quietly confined within a 1-meter diameter, like a brilliant energy cannon firing straight at the powerful rock bear, the stirring energy kicking up gales around it. Following Lin Su's order to not resist the recoil, Chio tumbled several times in midair before landing a few meters away, neatly dodging all the incoming rocky shards. Watching the densely flying stones that nearly sealed off all the areas within range, Chio's face showed a trace of bewilderment. How did I dodge that? Beast Tamer awesome. Xue Henqing's attack took Zhong Hao, who was commanding the battle, and the powerful rock bear, which had just finished its ground-smashing action, completely by surprise. Zhong Hao's face went through a rapid change of colors. Rock armors. The powerful rock bear stood upright, its body radiating a earthy yellow light, rocks covering its robust body, forming a thick and impenetrable armor. It was the core skill of the powerful rock bear, the rock armor. This was the most powerful defensive skill of the powerful rock bear, with top-tier defensive strength. The frost storm collided with the rock armor in an instant, the powerful rock bear immediately feeling a chill so intense that it threatened to freeze it solid, penetrating the rock armor and seeping into its body, gradually making it stiffen, a grating sound of cutting echoing from the armor on its chest, the disturbance causing it to howl in anger. The intense collision on the battle stage whipped up gusts of wind. When it ended and Zhong Hao saw the powerful rock bear still standing in the middle of the arena, he let out a slight sigh of relief. The armor on its chest now had numerous fine cracks, but it had indeed held up. Drop the rock armor, continue the attack. Without hesitation, Zhong Hao glanced at Xue Henqing, who was still standing in the distance without moving, and quickly issued a new command. However, this time, the powerful rock bear did not follow his instruction. After quite a while, the powerful rock bear spoke with some difficulty. Ayo, I'm frozen and can't move. Beast Tamer, save me. Zhong Hao. Quickly realizing that something was wrong with the powerful rock bear, Zhao Hong stepped forward, confirmed its condition, and then shook his head. This battle, Lin Su wins. Although the powerful rock bear wasn't injured, it was frozen stiff and unable to fight again for a short time, while Xue Henqing, aside from using a single frost storm, was virtually without other consumption. Seeing its ease, Zhao Hong knew that Xue Henqing could easily unleash another frost storm. Could a frozen, stiff, powerful rock bear resist or evade the second frost storm? The answer was no. Therefore, the result of the battle could be directly announced. Surprise appeared in Zhao Hong's eyes. He had not expected Zhong Hao to lose, and to lose so decisively. Before this, there had been no match for him among the official beast tamers in this venue. Neither of the beast tamers had any objections to the outcome of the match. Holding Chio, who had returned to his side, in his arms, Lin Su's face wore a smile. Aside from the attribute counter, pet beast skills didn't have a strict hierarchy of strength. And although Chio's species rank was lower than that of the powerful rock bear, Frost Storm was known to be a powerful offensive skill. With Chio's own high proficiency, it was exceptionally fierce, allowing it to achieve victory in one strike. Chio, we won. Me. Carrot Omega Carrot. Yay. While Lin Su and Chio were intimately interacting, on the other side Zhong Hao reluctantly called his pet beast back into the beast-taming space. The powerful rock bear was just frozen, not injured, and would recover after a rest in the beast-taming space. Looking at the rather unfamiliar beast-tamer, who had defeated him with a single Xue Henqing, Zhong Hao hesitated for a moment before stepping forward. Hello? Are you a beast-tamer from around here? Why haven't I seen you before? No, I've only recently come to District 11. I wasn't around here before. Facing the friendly beast-tamer who engaged in conversation, Lin Su smiled and expressed his goodwill. Were you not in District 11 before? Zhong Hao was startled for a moment before a look of realization dawned on his face. Got it. A big shot from a more developed safe zone here to fish for easy wins. That must be it. As for why he came to District 11, it's definitely related to the entrance examination for Mountain City University in a month. Counting the days, in about 10 more days, the graduation procedures for various high schools will also be completed. Then, the senior beast tamers who have obtained their high school diplomas will be able to start choosing which beast tamer university they wish to enroll in. Clearly, this is a beast tamer with an interest in Mountain City University, so he came early to get a lay of the land. Zhong Hao instantly had a guess, and the expression on his face eased a bit. Although in District 11, he was already among the most formidable beast tamers, but in a more developed safe zone, it's quite normal for there to be beast tamers stronger than him. After all, there's always someone better out there. Once he understood this, Zhong Hao asked cheerfully, "Big shot, which district are you from?" "District 32. Zhong Hao. Not from a more developed safe zone? That remote little District 32? How is that possible?" Lin Su raised his head and glanced at Zhong Hao. "Right, I have a question for you too. Ask away." Zhong Hao hadn't yet recovered from the shock of being defeated by a beast tamer from District 32. "It's just, I wanted to ask if there are many official beast tamers here stronger than you?" Lin Su seemed a bit eager to try. Randomly matching against a beast tamer had already put some pressure on him and Qiuqiu, indicating that among the beast tamers of District 11, there truly were hidden dragons and crouching tigers. "Great, this place is perfectly suited as a practice ground for both me and Qiuqiu." Zhong Hao. He painfully touched his chest, as if he had been shot twice, with each arrow bearing the inscriptions District 32 and "Are there many stronger than you," respectively. "Little Hao." A voice laced with a bit of authority emerged, bringing Zhong Hao back to his senses. "Father? When did his father get here?" He hadn't noticed at all. Had his father seen the entire scene of him losing just now? The thought made Zhong Hao's mood even worse. Zhong Tianzhan nodded and turned to look at Lin Su, his face breaking into a smile. "Hello, I'm the owner of Tianzhan Battle Arena, Zhong Tianzhan." Lin Su was slightly surprised. This was the owner of the Battle Arena? So, the person he had just defeated was the owner's son? What a coincidence, right? The other party couldn't be here to cause trouble, right? Probably not. After all, he and the son had just had a normal sparring session, and nobody got hurt. "Hello, uncle." With a myriad of thoughts running through his mind, Lin Su still politely nodded. "Is there something you need, uncles?" "Well..." Zhong Tianzhan's voice paused slightly, his eyes holding a deep meaning. He and his friend had been standing not far away, listening clearly to the entire conversation between his son and this beast tamer named Lin Su. The fact that a beast tamer from District 32 could defeat his son with a high-level elite breed pet was extraordinary. At first, Zhong Tianzhan did feel that his son being defeated in front of him and his friend was somewhat embarrassing, but after further consideration, he thought that this young man from out of town might be worth recruiting. With that thought, Zhong Tianzhan smiled slightly. "Your name is Lin Su, right? I wanted to ask if you're interested in coming to our Tianzhan training facility to work as a sparring partner for battles." Lin Su was somewhat confused. This was not quite what he had imagined. However, he quickly collected himself and planned to decline. He had heard about the job of a sparring partner in battles. In the battle arena, waiting for the system to randomly assign an opponent was one mode of battle, but it did not mean that it was the only mode available in the battle arena. Many beast tamers did not want to wait or needed to find specific opponents to train certain skills of their beasts. In such cases, they would choose a mode of battle where they could select their opponent. This was the purpose of having sparring partners for battles. Sparring partners in the battle arena were full-time beast tamers hired specifically to face visiting clients and engage in battles with them. Of course, this choice was not compulsory. If facing an undesirable opponent, such as one who would overpower them drastically or suppress their abilities with superior attributes, the sparring partners could also refuse to battle. Being able to train through battle and earn a substantial income made the job of a sparring partner highly sought after, but it had certain requirements. The pet beast had to be at least stronger than average among its peers to qualify. The reason for Lin Su's refusal was quite simple. Although he indeed needed substantial practical training for himself and Xiuqiu at the current stage, he also had to conduct experimental research at the Research Institute, and a full-time role was not acceptable to him. Thinking this, Lin Su did not hesitate to speak. "I'm sorry, Don't be in a hurry to refuse." Zhong Tianzhan intervened with a chuckling voice, seemingly not surprised by Lin Su's reaction. "You had not visited the battle arena before, but came today, which must be because your pet beast needs practical training, right?" "Yes," Lin Su nodded. "There are essentially two methods for pet beasts to undergo practical training," Zhong Tianzhan smiled. "The first is to engage in battle between beast tamers inside the battle arena, and the second is to take on the beast-clearing missions issued by the Beast Tamers Association to eliminate creatures threatening humanity outside the city. However, the latter requires at least elite-level beast tamers, and sometimes even master-level beast tamers to participate, which you are not yet qualified for, so you can only choose to fight in the battle arena to refine your practical experience." "Yes, that's right," Lin Su nodded. "But I don't have time to stay in the battle arena full-time. I have other matters to attend to and can only come here a few times a day." "That's not a problem," Zhong Tianzhan nodded. "I know that as a recent graduate, you definitely don't have time for a full-time sparring role. And you may not know this, but our Tianzhan Battle Arena is different from other places in that, apart from full-time sparring partners, we also have titular sparring partners." "Titular sparring partner?" Lin Su's face lit up with curiosity. "Can you explain that in detail?" "You just need to leave your contact information, and in the arena, record the detailed conditions of your combat pet, like which skills it is good at and what proficiency it has reached," Zhong Tianzhan explained. "If a client wants to battle you, we will contact you to arrange a time for the battle. You don't need to come to the arena regularly." "Is that even possible?" A look of surprise appeared on Lin Su's face. If that was the case, it actually sounded quite good. He could arrange the timing with the challenger during his free hours, which wouldn't disrupt his research and would still meet Xiuqiu's needs for battle. As a titular, the income would be a bit less than that of full-time, calculated according to each session. And since your pet beast is at the juvenile stage, the compensation would be 200 league coins per time, Zhong Tianzhan smiled. "However, our battle arena has specialized treatment for combat pets, and your pet beast can be treated free of charge." "That would work," Lin Su nodded. He wasn't there for the money, so that aspect didn't really matter to him. "I can register as a titular with your arena." The registration process did not last long, and soon Lin Su had left his identity information and Xiuqiu's training status. Currently, Xiuqiu's training status had nothing that needed to be concealed. Except for Snow Trace at the second stage, its Frost Storm and Snow Blow were still at the first stage, and although its energy levels were quite potent, they were not beyond the scope of recognition, which were all easily identifiable, so Lin Su did not mind disclosing them. After leaving the information, Lin Su had no intention of staying long at the training venue. "Master Zhong, I'll head back now. Just contact me directly for any battle starting tomorrow." Lin Su bid farewell, standing up ready to leave the Tianzhan training arena. "I happen to be going out as well. Shall I drive you?" Zhong Tianzhan offered with a slight smile, as the conversation with his friend had also concluded while Lin Su was registering and logging the data of his combat pet. "No need. I live nearby." Zhong Tianzhan's eyes widened with surprise. This area was opposite Mountain City University, and the prices for either renting or buying here were several times higher than other places due to its proximity to Mountain City University. Lin Su, a boy from the 32nd District, was living nearby. Curious, he couldn't help but ask, "Really? Whereabouts exactly?" "At the Evolution Research Institute of Mountain City University," Lin Su replied, nodding his head in acknowledgement before turning to leave the battle arena. Evolution Research Institute. Zhong Tianzhan stood rooted on the spot. That place was one of the most important institutes at Mountain City University. How had a high school senior managed to get in there? "Dad!" Zhong Hao jogged over. "Has that guy finished registering?" "Yes, he's gone." Zhong Tianzhan nodded. "It's a pity. I wanted to battle him once more. I was careless before." Zhong Hao sighed lightly. "But it's fine. He is now a named sparring partner in the arena, and I can schedule a match with him." After that battle and his subsequent recovery, his powerful rock bear finally became submissive. The previously arrogant creature had been humbled, and the effect was surprisingly good. But a new problem arose. The powerful rock bear had become fixated on battling Xue Henxing again, claiming that it had underestimated the opponent last time and it could definitely win if given another chance. You. Hearing this, Zhong Tianzhan opened his mouth. What is it, Dad? It's nothing. He closed his mouth and shook his head. If Lin Su really were from the Evolution Research Institute, it would be no wonder that his Xue Henxing had progressed so far. In the Evolution Research Institute, there ought to be intelligent training rooms. Thinking this, Zhong Tianzhan couldn't help but cast a pitiful look at Zhong Hao. This thing couldn't be bought with money. The intelligent training room was extremely effective for training talent skills. His son was not even a match for Lin Su now, and as time passed, this gap would only widen. Well, it might be good for the kid to face some setbacks. Leaving the training arena, Lin Su patted Qiu in his arms. Because it hadn't drained much energy, the little guy wasn't in the beast taming space but was happily munching on an energy cube in Lin Su's arms. Although Lin Su could now produce high-level energy fluids, he couldn't waste the batch of energy cubes he had bought with contribution points. So for the time being, Qiu's food on the planet launching was still energy cubes. Once the resources he had bought before were used up, he could phase out the energy cubes. Qiu, our next practice will focus on Frost Storm. Lin Su smiled. Me? Omega. Not practicing Snow Trace anymore. Of course, we'll train that too, but we need to prioritize pushing Frost Storm to the next level, Lin Su said with a smile. Xue Henxing's defensive abilities were not strong. It was a type with fragile defenses. This species' advantage lay in its extremely fast movement and its ability to perform long-range attacks with Frost Storm. Therefore, for Qiu to become stronger, the faster its speed, the better, and the stronger and the wider the range of Frost Storm, the better. For Snow Trace to reach the third level in a short time would be a tall tale. With each increase in skill proficiency, the difficulty multiplied exponentially from the previous one. So, it made more sense to spend more energy training Frost Storm. The battle against the powerful rock bear had made Lin Su fully recognize the power of Frost Storm. Even the powerful rock bear in its rock armor state would be completely frozen by Frost Storm. And the upgrade from the first to second level of Frost Storm also brought significant changes. Frost Storm at level 1 could only be expelled from the mouth, but once it reached level 2, it could be triggered from other parts of the body as well, significantly increasing its freedom in combat. Moreover, after reaching the second level, Frost Storm could also greatly enhance the proficiency of Snow Blow, and with some luck, Snow Blow might be upgraded to the second level concurrently. Therefore, practicing Frost Storm was the current priority. He aimed in the upcoming training to upgrade this skill to the second level. Under Lin Su's analysis, Qiu also understood this point. Me! Then let's focus on practicing Frost Storm. Let's have lunch first and then start the afternoon training. Lin Su smiled. This afternoon, you will practice Frost Storm in the training room, while I look up some information to prepare for the indestructible duck's evolution path, which will also benefit your evolution. Me! Evolution. You'll be able to evolve soon. Lin Su chuckled while soothing the excited Qiu. Once the contribution points come in tomorrow, we can exchange for the various supernatural resources needed for your evolution. And once the indestructible duck's evolution path is proposed and deep sleep and dream is recognized, you can start. But Lin Su paused slightly, his face taking on a more smiling expression. Me? But what? These evolution supernatural resources can't just be given to you. I'll use them as a reward for your Frost Storm reaching the second level. Lin Su looked at Qiu, who seemed baffled. So if you want to evolve, you'll have to train Frost Storm to the second level first. Me! I'm going to train right now, on both launching and Xinwu. Xinwu! Lin Su's face lit up with a smile. You just reminded me. I wonder if there are any special practical training methods over there? I haven't looked into this area yet, but if there are, I might let you try them. Even if we are training Frost Storm, we cannot neglect real combat training. Meow. Omega asterisk. Guaranteed to complete. He patted Qiu's head and smiled expectantly. It just so happens that I've learned to refine energy liquid for a month now. I can go to the Beast Taming Union and have a chat with Senior Mu. All right, we've arrived. Lin Su's footsteps halted. Before they knew it, Both human and pet had reached the entrance of the institute. Meow meows. For evolution, train Froststorm. Don't rush. Let's have lunch first. Meow. Omega. Okay. Mu Yuxing sat in his office as the vice president of the union, staring absently at a letter in front of him. His index finger gently tapped on the desk, producing a crisp tap-tap-tap sound. Usually, at this time, he would have been in his preparation room making energy liquid, but today he simply wasn't in the mood. The Southern Region Preparation Competition. Mu Yuxing sighed softly. It's that time again? The Great Yin Kingdom is just a small country in the world of Xinwu, divided into East, South, West, North, and Central regions. The Southern region contains 4 cities, and Yongnan City is one of them. Because they are in the same region, the 4 cities have a close relationship, often sharing resources. The Southern Region Preparation Competition is an event that allows only preparers from the Southern region to participate and exchange ideas. This competition is held every 5 years, allowing beast tamers under the age of 25 to compete, and the top 3 winners will receive rewards provided jointly by the beast taming unions of the 4 cities. The champion of the last competition came from the Yongnan Beast Taming Union. But this year's competition doesn't look promising. The union hasn't had any strong preparers in recent years, and those from the previous batch have already aged out. So this time, Yongnan City might just be making up the numbers. It's a pity there haven't been any talented newcomers in preparation recently. Mu Yuxing sighed softly. Then his expression paused slightly. A good newcomer, it wasn't that there weren't any. He remembered the young man named Lin Su from a month ago. Initially, he decided to test him simply because the young man had a good temperament. But the results that followed had surprised him. Lin Su's talent in preparation even surpassed his own at the time, succeeding in refining the universal energy liquid on his first attempt. If he were to participate, Mu Yuxing's eyes brightened for a moment, then dimmed again. It was too late. With 1 week left, the competition was about to begin. It took him 2 full months to ensure that he could prepare most types of basic energy liquids to a medium grade. Even if Lin Su's talent surpassed his own, being able to prepare a medium grade in 1 month wouldn't mean much. At least a high grade was needed to have a chance of making it to the finals. So for this competition, Lin Su participating would just be making up the numbers. But he seems to be not even 20 years old yet. Then the next competition in 5 years might be something to look forward to. It was a small consolation to himself. Mu Yuxing gave a wry smile. He could already imagine how those fellows from the other unions would mock him then. Knock, knock, knock. A somewhat heavy knocking sound echoed. Come in, Mu Yuxing called out, his gaze shifting to the young man who entered, a look of surprise in his eyes. It really is Taka Chow Chow, and Chow Chow arrives. Senior hello? Seeing Mu Yuxing, whom he hadn't seen for a month, Lin Su smiled. Back at the Research Institute from the battle arena on Blue Star, the duo quickly finished their lunch, and Xiaoqiu began its intensive Froststorm training. Meanwhile, Lin Su continuously searched for various materials, preparing for the evolution route of his undying duck. Although he already had the standard answer for this evolution route, the process still needed to be perfected to gain acceptance from others, requiring a substantial amount of related theoretical knowledge to support it. This busyness meant that a day passed by. After a whole day of exhausting training, the tired Xiaoqiu was taken into the beast taming space by Lin Su to rest, while Lin Su himself quickly lay down in bed and fell asleep, arriving at the Xinwu world. Upon arriving in the Xinwu world, he headed to the Beast Taming Union early in the morning. After inquiring about Mu Yuxing's whereabouts, he quickly made his way there. He had 2 things to do at the Beast Taming Union. The first was to exchange insights on crafting energy potions with Senior Mu Yuxing. After truly delving into the study, Lin Su had to admit that with Mu Yuxing's notes, he hardly took any detours while practicing potion crafting. It was much more efficient compared to following various materials. However, over the month, he had accumulated many questions, which he could now ask during their meeting. As for the second matter, it was to find out if there were places in the Xinwu world where a pet could practice its combat abilities. In the Xinwu world, beast tamers tended to be more auxiliary focused, so there weren't facilities like battle arenas. However, combat-oriented beast tamers also existed, so surely there must be their own methods for honing their pets' combat skills. Entering monster-filled areas should be one method, but due to the previous encounter with the snow lynx in the Frostfall mountain range, Lin Su now had some psychological barriers towards such areas. At least until Qiuqiu reached the elite tier, he wouldn't consider it, so he wanted to see if there were safer alternatives. Have a seat. Mu Yuxing's expression had been carefree since the moment Lin Su entered the room. He casually gestured to the sofa beside him, inviting Lin Su to sit, then picked up his tea, appearing to speak nonchalantly as he asked, "How has your practice in crafting basic energy potions been?" "I can now craft mid-grade potions of all types of basic energy potions." Lin Su nodded, adding a touch of gratitude to his expression. "I must thank you for your notes, senior. They were of great help." Mu Yuxing's hand, which was lifting the tea, trembled imperceptibly, causing ripples on the surface of the water in the cup. Indeed, he had reached the mid-grade level. Although he had guessed as much, upon receiving Lin Su's confirmation, Mu Yuxing couldn't help feeling impressed. Such talent was comparable to the very top among potion crafters. But he couldn't let him know that. He still had to remain modest and diligent. He needed a little knockdown. Thinking this way, Mu Yuxing cleared his throat and began, "Very good, but when I was starting out, it only took me half a month to—" "All right, senior. Although not many, I've already managed to craft high-grade potions with 17 different energy potions." Lin Su suddenly remembered and added hurriedly. Then with slight embarrassment, he asked, "What were you saying about only half a month, senior?" Mu Yuxing. Mu Yuxing's face twitched slightly. "I said it only took me half a month to craft high-grade potions, so your talent is just okay. You still need to work hard." "The hell with half a month?" Mu Yuxing felt like he was about to lose his composure. It had taken him half a year to craft his first high-grade energy potion after starting. What kind of monstrous talent was this, capable of crafting high-grade basic energy potions in just half a month? It was outrageous. "I understand." Lin Su nodded seriously. "I will continue to put in effort." He subconsciously believed what Mu Yuxing said. Why? Because when Mu Yuxing first tested him, despite all his effort, he barely managed to craft a low-grade energy potion. Since Mu Yuxing used that as a test, there must be many others capable of doing so. Therefore, his potion crafting talent must be merely average. It wasn't a problem, though, as potion crafting was just a side venture. It didn't matter if his talent was a bit lacking. For the time being, high-grade energy potions were entirely sufficient for Qiuqiu's training needs, so Lin Su wasn't under too much pressure. Looking at Lin Su before him, Mu Yuxing forced his expression to calm down. Then his gaze fell on a letter on the table. A thought struck him, and Mu Yuxing quickly remembered the upcoming Southern Region Potion Crafters competition. He hadn't thought of letting Lin Su participate before, because getting to the finals required at least a high-grade energy potion, and competing for the championship needed a perfect grade potion. Even if the Yongnan City Beast Taming Union was on the weaker side, they could still find a few potion crafters who could produce high-grade energy potions. A mid-grade was just for show. But now that Lin Su could craft high-grade potions in such a short period, should he let him have a try? With that in mind, Mu Yuxing suddenly spoke up. "You see, if you craft a high-grade basic energy potion in front of me, I'll check if there are any issues for you."